Hello, everyone, and welcome to the International Fab Talks. Thank you for being a part of our journey. As usual, friends, today we are connected with one person who is out there to give her very best. She's been doing her best in different fields. She has many feathers in her cap, and yet she wants to give her best still to one and all. Today, she's sharing her space and time with us. Let's get to know her journey and how we could be inspired by her special, appearance over here, her special time with us. She has taken out time. She's a busy person. You will know why she's a busy person when I share her profile. Hello, ma'am, and welcome to the session. She is none other than our special celebrity. She is Pravina Sridhar. Hello, ma'am, and welcome.
Thank you so much for having me in this for this interview, and it's such a pleasure.
Thank you, ma'am. In fact, I really just stopped for a minute to recollect your name. And then, yes, she is Pravina Sridhar, a wonderful person, down to earth, warm. When you bond with her instantly, you have that warm feeling that, yes, I could connect with this person. I could bond with this person. And she has this much of expertise, a people's person, how to bond with others, how to make the others feel good. So those who are watching this could definitely learn a lot on how you could take your life forward and get inspired. Ma'am, I go ahead and share your profile, ma'am. May I do that, please? Yes, dear. Thank you. My friends, as I earlier mentioned, we have our celebrity and guest. She is Miss Pravina Sridhar, and she is the Chief Operating Officer of Paati Veedu, a vegetarian fine dining restaurant in Nagar, Chennai, if I'm getting that right. Nagar, ma'am?
Yes, please, T Nagar.
T Nagar.
Yes,
yes. I just guessed that and I shared that. And friends, she's also the founder of Essentially You, the Circle of Success. That's really nice. We'll get to know more about it. She's into training, coaching, but most importantly, she loves to develop businesses that are struggling by working for about a couple of months without any financial benefit to turn around the business, to give your all first and then wait for the profit. Immediately when you go dive into a business, it's not that you can get instant profit. You have to work for it. And so she is good at it and enables us to understand as to how it should work and share the secrets that we're going to ask her to help you, to help me too. She has 20 beautiful years of corporate experience in the banking and fashion industry, as well in Australia, New Zealand, and of course, India. She also is a great person focusing her energies and expertise being a leadership trainer. So a leadership training at Hillsong International Leadership College, Sydney, and Haggai, India, if I'm getting that right. And she's also into this beautiful field for space, emotional childhood trauma facilitator. I love that. Emotional trauma is one thing that we all suffer from. And if it's childhood emotional trauma, that is really more damaging. When we grow up as adults, we face a lot of it. So emotional childhood trauma facilitator, trained at Heal for Life, Philippines and Sydney. Trained author, entrepreneur, Wizdo, at Wizdo, author of Sleep in 5 Seconds. Now, she's an author to hear. That is a surprise, ma'am. Wonderful. And that's really nice, friends, to get to know people like this. We do one thing and we are satisfied. But when we have people like this who share their experiences, being a multitasker, having many arms, I feel like Goddess Durga. When I meet people like this, who are into so many things, we all are blessed with lots of intelligence, lots of power. Only thing we have to tap it at the right time. As our special celebrity has done that all the way till date. And friends, a biblical counselor trained at Person to Person Hyderabad, train the trainer, etc. And Pravina ma'am is also that person where you can connect and bond no matter what. She's happily married to Krish Sridhar for 33 years. And they have 3 beautiful sons who are very nice, Rohit, Rahul, and Ashik. Did I get that right? Yes. So she's a proud mother of 3 handsome sons. So let's get to know more about our special celebrity and guest. I'm excited to know because she's into many fields. And not only she has learned and trained herself in India, she has connection with other countries. She has been upgrading her skills with knowledge and wisdom by meeting people from different countries. And so that you have a rich experience. And we're going to have all of that now. Thank you so much, ma'am, for being a part of our session. That is the International Fab Talks.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes. Now, the big question is, I have shared your profile. but people would love to know it from you as to who is the real Pravina.
Um, if I'll have to describe myself briefly, I'd say someone who brings transformation to people. Of course, as you had said, people's person. I love people. I love to meet people. So I'd love to travel as well a lot, see new countries and places, and also meet more people and get to know them. And also as a family woman who as a great parent, I would describe myself as a businesswoman because I'm terribly interested in business and also make my own. I'm very close to that, so I'm really can't wait for that. And at some point, a great author, because I really want to share. When I slow down a little bit in my life, I would like to sit down and pen all my experiences and. So even if I can't be terribly active outside, then I would love to write more and more. And of course, a courageous woman of God. So all these would describe me briefly, I think.
Wonderful. I really like the way you put it so beautifully. A courageous woman. And I wouldn't want to be just sitting idle as I grow older. I'd like to put all my thoughts on pen and paper. Maybe I'll not be agile enough to walk out much and spend time out, but I can sit at home and put all my thoughts. And you are an author as well, as you said. That's really nice. And into business, into being a great mom, a great wife, and a great friend. That's really nice. I really like the way you put all of that in a very simple way, ma'am. Crisp way. Dear ma'am, we just should dive deep into business because you said, I love business. As now, there are many of us, including me. There are several of us, especially the women out there. They have a big question mark. What is business? What it's the investment part, or what is it? They're all in a confusion, but all want to start it. So if you could simplify that for all of us with your journey.
Wow. I think the first thing is we have to be very passionate about what we're doing. So if we do what we love, then whatever work we are doing and the business that we do will not only be successful and also will be enjoying the journey. That is so crucial, because while we enjoy the journey, then we'll put in our best and we will be able to succeed in the business part. Yes, I will take a lot of help from people who are specialists at that. My husband is really good with all of that. So some parts I'll take from him. But there are some parts like the operations. That is something that really excites me. So I really get into the operation side of things. And I really like to find solutions to problems, create system. One thing that I find is very successful is usually we try to manage people. But if we manage systems, we're strict about the systems, we follow the systems, but then we build up human beings, then what happens is the entire team is ready to listen and do whatever you ask them to do. So you don't need to get harsh with them. The greatest part is that when you motivate them, then they're ready to do whatever you want to do. So that's what happens at Paati Veedu at the moment, because I'm doing that role. And I've got a terrific team and they are really cooperative and they do that. And so this is how it works out.
That's really nice. In fact, somebody at the lead level has a lot of understanding as to how the system works, how it should work, how they should connect with all of the employees, then that's a blessing for that beautiful institution, or maybe it could be a business, etc. Ma'am, as you are the Chief Operating Officer of Paati Veedu, we'd like to know more about it and would like to dive deep into Paati Veedu and come out of it after some time. Please take us there.
Okay, so to tell you honestly, I was not there at the time of inception, but my husband was. We have totally 14 partners, and And so basically, the business, it's a restaurant, a vegetarian restaurant with traditional food. And the idea is to, it's just about nostalgia. So you come in, eat the food, and you say, wow, this is what my mom used to make, or my grandmother used to make. And it's like you just travel, in time. And the whole atmosphere is like made up very traditionally. It's a home converted into a restaurant. So it's got all the colorful, all the colors, and beautifully made. One of our partner's wife and also an interior decorator helped in putting that together. And the other aspect is the hospitality. Of course, the customer service is there. So we do give them the service. But what really touches the people is the hospitality. So whether in five-star hotels or anything, where everything is to perfection. Okay, but the difference over here is it's got a very homely atmosphere. So people come in and it's very, very, of course, the atmosphere is very vibrant, very lively, positive energy in the whole place, because all our employees, whoever works there, our entire team is very, very happy. They're satisfied. They're so happy. They don't like to leave their job. They like their role, and I've made them to understand it's such an important role, each of them, whatever they're doing, whether they are washing dishes or whether they are serving, whether they're clearing the plates or whatever. Everybody is very happy and proud of what they're doing. And so that makes it a very happy place, and that really transcends into, the atmosphere, and the guests are able to pick that up. So they really have a wonderful time. It's nostalgia. So it's the ambience, it's the hospitality, and the brilliant food. We've got a great team of chefs, two main chefs who are so cooperative. They will just do anything, and they're just awesome. They've been there from the start. They make such wonderful food, and they take such good care, and it's such a pleasure to be part of it.
Now I've already imagined myself sitting down there and savoring all the food. That's really true. You explained that so well. And as you mentioned, the two chefs who are working very hard over there, and every employee is respected because they are respected and given that due place, that love, that warmth, and that respect and dignity. So they wouldn't want to leave. People stay where they are respected. So I'm sure. So Paati Veedu is one great place where you could get wonderful veg food. I'm going to try it next time I'm in Chennai. I'll definitely be there. I would love you all to also check out and see this beautiful place called as Paati Veedu. Yes, dear. And the best part is, as you said, nostalgia. When you taste the food, you're reminded of your parents, your party, your grandmother, your great-grandmother, with what interest and love they would prepare their food, and the taste. And they would have all those secret ingredients, huh? We'll not know what it is. Even if we try it, we'll not get it in the right way. They had a special skill. So here is Paati Veedu with all the nostalgia, the ambience, and of course, beautiful people around. The service is also good. Yes, dear, you could check it out, friends. Ma'am, will be very much interested to know about something called as the circle, the U circle. Let me just get that right. You are the founder of Essentially You. I love that. Essentially You is you are the focus in the center. It could be anybody. That's what I think it is. Let me get to know the right thing from you. Founder of Essentially You, the circle of success. Would you like to share your thoughts and views on that, dear?
Thank you. So basically, why I named it Essentially Use is really, it's essentially, its sense is really about you. So about the person who's before me. So whoever comes to me for help in any different form will be helped. So whether it's training, it can be even counseling, or just motivation, or just anything, so that that person is taken to the next level in their lives. So That is the main motivation of the whole thing. And the circle of success is nothing but the human being is not to be seen or to be seen as a whole being. So I've divided it into 6 parts. So it's physical, it's intellectual, that is the mental, and emotional, financial, social, and spiritual. So every aspect, when it's taken care of, then the individual really grows, gets motivated, grows, and really moves to the next level in their life. So that is the.
Yes, dear. I muted myself. I'm sorry. I always do that. And most of them say, ma'am, you muted yourself and you're speaking to yourself. Nobody could hear you. Yes, friends. We learn from our mistakes. Yes. Ma'am, I really like the way you said you've divided them into 6 divisions. Yes. Now, the question here that I have in mind, you may be physically fit. You may have all the knowledge in the world. You may be spiritually also connected. You may be socially well connected and all of that. But there is something mostly, especially amongst women, even if, let's not be gender biased with one and all, the finance part.
Yeah, that's also part of it.
So then,
part of the 6 is financial as well.
yes. So that is the place people lack. They don't have the finances to start up their business or the finances to go ahead. Because I found in many cases, in most families, finance is one main thing that has been pulling them back, not allowing them to take the lead.
Okay.
In case if somebody comes like that for counseling or comes to you for a transformation, how would you be able to help them?
Okay.
What type of guidance?
So basically, when it comes to finance, that is, they're looking for finance, then yes, I can refer them only to a bank, because the bank or financial institution is the one that can help them with the finance part. But how I can help in the finance part is their personal, like as in their home finances. So there are many people who have not being judgmental, but I too went through that. I learned only by that, by messing up our finances and getting into trouble. So you get knotted up over there. But then, like, if there's someone to help in confidence, if they're able to help and put all of these things together and say that if we did it this way, or if we saved in this area, or we spent more in this area, together, based on the needs of the family, this can be put together and they can come out of their debts. So if they have a debt, actually they can be, so it's a financial discipline. So they can, it can be put together and, they can come out of that. But yes, everything takes time. So it's important to walk with them so that they actually come out of that, out of that trouble. So counseling them and helping them get disciplined and move out of that.
Very true. I love this word, ma'am, these 2 words. Financial discipline. You should have that within you. So if you're a spendthrift, then you're going to really face it very hard. Financial discipline is a must for you to focus on. And of course, if you need extra finance to start a business, that the bank will do. You've already given the secret, to be financially disciplined, because many of us are spendthrifts, including me too. I like it, I buy it. I may use it after 10 days, after 1 month, or maybe 10 months. So we have to work on that part, being financially disciplined when we open our purse. Ma'am, you are into the banking and fashion industry as well. Would you like to share that experience too?
So basically, in India, started off. I mean, my first job was as an embroidery designer, and so I used to actually design things so that they can have embroidery on the garment. It was I was part of the retail, the unit. So I would coordinate, get the laborers to execute the embroidery on the garment. And this was like, we had a couple of boutiques. It was a export-import company, and it had a couple of outlets in the five-star hotels. I think it was Chola and Taj. So, we had to design these garments and then put them out. And there'll be someone, of course, a designer used to design the garment itself and get it tailored. That was a different department. So that was my first role. And then slowly I moved to the export and the import. So I was a client coordinator then in that thing. So between India or Chennai and overseas, whichever. So it started off with that, and so I moved to a couple of companies, but in the similar position of a client coordinator. And that's how I was. Then we traveled. We moved to New Zealand, lived in Auckland, and then slowly, from the fashion industry, like moved to banking. And, so it was like about 7 stages of interview, and then got into this bank and worked in New Zealand and in the same bank. Even in Australia we had the same bank, and so worked over there in that bank at Australia, Sydney as well. My family lives there, so that's how we moved from New Zealand to Australia, Sydney. And so we lived there a few years. I was in the banking industry. Yeah.
It's really nice, ma'am. Look at the vast and rich experience that you have across the Indian borders. It's not only within India that you get a lot of experience and connections. You've been putting your foot across the world, going into diverse fields. There are many of us who are scared to go and to, try out new, test new waters. You have done all of that. And I really love you for that. We have to be like that. That's what's the inspiration I needed to be shared over here. That yes, you can try it out. Don't be scared. Go try it out and learn from mistakes and keep growing and upscaling yourself. Excellent, ma'am. Ma'am, you were into the leadership training as well. Now, from, fashion and from embroidery to banking. And how did you enter into this beautiful?
So basically, started off with fashion. So basically, when I was studying in my college, like 3rd year, my friend's sister was resigning from her position. So my friend actually recommended me. And amazingly, my college and the workplace, they were really cooperative, and they somehow allowed me to, work this way. It was, I remember 8 a.m. to 1:40 was our college timing. And so after college, I would go straight to my workplace. And during college holidays, I would be there. And when I had exams, I wouldn't go there. Somehow we kind of managed I did this. And then once I finished my college, I continued in that role. And then kept moving forward. And then when we moved to New Zealand, that's when my husband suggested, why don't you'll do really well in the banking industry, why don't you join? So there it was more like customer service and, at the teller, at the till. Started off that position was a simple one. Then after that moved to, more referrals, for loans and insurance and opening accounts. So I used to open accounts and, things like that. And then I remember my manager, I used to, all my targets were met. I would excel my targets every time. My manager was so pleased and saw me and asked me to apply for a position that was 2 levels above. So she saw something in me, and I was really, really flattered about it, because I was not really a career person. My concentration was always on my family, and I wanted my children to be, to grow up this thing, and, to take care of the stress of the family and to really bring them up well. So I always kept my job as, like a thing that I would do, but kept it in second position. So that's how, I got into the banking industry. And then how and then at one point, the third baby I had conceived. So at that point, I had to go on maternity leave. It was a 2-year leave. That was the first time they had started this 2-year leave maternity, and I was the first one to actually go on 2 years maternity leave. So yeah, that's how.
It's really nice. Thank you for sharing your experiences, ma'am. I could just visualize you in that bank there doing all of the work now. I can just see you sitting over there. Yes. So when you were explaining so crisply and vividly, I could just feel that. I could get that picture in my mind, create an imaginary picture. Dear ma'am, now we'll talk about emotional childhood trauma. That is one core subject which I am very much attached to, because I've seen several, being from the academic background myself, I've seen many children suffering. They come out from very toxic family situations and they've been hurt very badly by their own family. So how did you enter from all of these different zones? You've been donning multiple hats. And how did you manage to come over here in this field?
Basically, how I came in is because I was struggling with a lot of pain. A lot of pain wherein even counseling wasn't helping me. I was filled with so much emotional pain. I did not know what to do. I was suffering a lot, but I looked around and I couldn't find anything. And it so happened that I had traveled to I had traveled overseas actually for a conference and to Thailand. And there I met this wonderful lady who was, teaching us how, this about childhood trauma and how you can have healing in the emotional level. And she was also explaining how the brain functions and how these emotions and thoughts and everything, how it all works. So simply, she just took different things like whatever was found, around the room, and she just put them together and explained it so beautifully and crystal clear. And I got such a clear picture of everything. I was so impressed with her that I decided to follow her. So I had traveled. She's a lady from Philippines, and I traveled to Philippines to meet her actually to learn more about this. So I went through this course. It is a 5 full days. So you actually hand over your phone also, and you're completely 100% in that space. So what they do is they intervene and they take you backwards in time into your childhood days, into your past and everything, to your memories and everything. And it is done so carefully, so gently, that you are not one bit ashamed or, overwhelmed or whatever, but you actually go into that space. And there's a lot of healing that happens because of the way the workshop is planned. And they take you through that for 5 days, 5 whole days. They first of all, they create a very safe space for us to open up. So then we open up, and that's when the intervention happens in very gentle ways. And also they are experienced and well trained how to handle everything. And then once intervention has happened, then they describe it as a surgery. So everything is closed, and then we are finally back to our senses and normal self. So I went through that a couple of times, and I learned a lot. So while we go through this, we also understand, without judging others, how much others will be suffering and how much pain they have. So I learned how to become a facilitator. Because of that, I went through training. I went a few trips to Philippines and Australia. It was the main what shall I say? the main place is there. So the main center. And so like overnight stay, we actually stay there and then all these things happen. So that's how I got into this space. And so I'm trained and I'm able to help others. I've not gone too deeply into that. Like just before COVID, I just went into that space, but unfortunately, because COVID came, we had to slow down. We had to turn off things and stop everything, and so yeah, so it remained that way. Yeah,
Yes.
waiting for
Thank
a
you.
chance to help people. That's
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing that. That's really very nice. And my dear friends, many of you out there who have been through a lot of emotional stress and strain when you were younger kids, you could just get connected with the right kind of people. Ma'am, I have a question. Could they connect with you too and bond with you too in order, because you are a facilitator with regard to emotional childhood trauma? Could they connect with you in order to, come
yes.
up to that level, to feel better about themselves, to accept
Yes.
themselves?
Yes, definitely. That will be a real pleasure. So people with terrible pain can actually, emotional pain can actually, connect with me. Um, I will be able to take them through a journey. And if they want to go through workshops, I can put them on to, these people who are actually doing the workshops. We hope at some point we will just bring that to India as well. But whatever time, that's a lot of things. So they can go through that workshop to finally, like how I describe pain is, it's like a bullet that's entered, any traumatic experience that we've had. It's like a bullet that's entered our arm. And until the time that bullet is removed, because like after the bullet is gone in, there'll be tissues and skin just growing over it and trying to cover and try to heal. But it never heals till the time the bullet is removed from our arm. And that is how I look at this emotional trauma that we might have gone through during our childhood. And it's best that we deal with this as soon as possible. So, as a child, as a teenager, if you've gone through this, the sooner you get to this, it is better, because it will flare up during relationships, during after you get married, you have children, and when the pressure increases, that's when all these will just show up, and it's a lot of hard work the older we get. So I would encourage. One and all to get to this place as soon as possible, so that we get healed, and our relationships, because of all the baggages that we carry, it's best we get rid of them, so that our relationships are really functioning well and smoothly. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. This is one of the core things that we have to understand to face our fears, that what we have faced when we were younger, not to carry it and go into our adulthood, into relationships, our future relationships, maybe our family. It could be just anything. Let's settle it at the earliest. That is the message that I get from you. Yes, get it settled. Meet the right kind of people. You could also connect with our celebrity and guest. She is Miss Pravina Sridhar from Chennai. Dear ma'am, and I love you for this, because you have given us such a beautiful, clear picture, keeping yourself as an example of how you went for training and how you encourage others to put their foot forward and face life and overcome the emotional childhood trauma. Ma'am, there's something called as biblical training that you've gone through, person to person. It's now something mysterious to me. What is it?
So biblical counseling is nothing but like a lay counseling, but the principles are taken from the Bible. So what we do is we don't actually we are not trained to push these things down the throat of someone who is not a Christian. So while it is very, very helpful and useful, so it is based on those principles, in the sense like what I mean by that is just the the principles that are found in the scriptures. So what the wisdom, we borrow it from the Bible, and which are very, very helpful in day-to-day living. So how we live our lives, like how we can take care of our emotions, and how we can get rid of our baggages, so that we can move to into relationships, what shall I say, move into relationships and lead a healthy and a happy life. So that is the main point of it. So yeah, so like people who come with different problems, the solutions are found. I mean, and that is the main thing. But we don't give the solutions. As counselors, we take them through the journey of life and walk with them in such a way that they find the solutions. So we just walk with them and we take them to the place where they can find the solutions. So it's like that. So carefully, not giving advice, not pushing anything onto them, but they turn and have lives transformed, that they can have a great life. Whether it's their education, their, their relationships, or individual growth is one thing that I really specialize in, because I believe that if individuals can get rid of their baggages, and they can grow and they can become confident people, equipping themselves, then when they move into a relationship, it is actually very beautiful. Two individuals like that, when they move together in a relationship, they can have a wonderful life together. And I'm not promising, no relationship is perfect. So there will be ups and downs, but overall, there will be a great journey. So,
yes, dear. Thank you, ma'am, for that beautiful sharing. Thank you so much. You've made that very clear. We do not advise. We just walk with them on this beautiful journey, enabling them to find solutions. That's really nice. I like the way you put that. Dear ma'am, among all of these roles that you have done, you have taken up, and you've imbibed all of these beautiful qualities of connecting with people, be it as the COO, be it as a trainer, the banking industry, the fashion industry, a facilitator, which one gives you the greatest satisfaction?
wow. Actually, all of these roles are, because I'm doing them with complete and absolute passion and commitment, I enjoy any hat that I put on. So be it a counselor, so we see transformed lives, and we see pain go away. And then the individual growing. So it's like, wow, such good satisfaction there. And as an individual, they grow. And when I look at myself as a CEO, I love restaurant business. I've really fallen in love with that. And the way I have developed every individual of the team, that is also equally really satisfying. Not only that, I meet guests. I go to each and every table while I'm there to actually interact with the guests, finding out if they are happy, and how their experience at Paati Veedu has been. And not only that, it's so beautiful because they start to introduce themselves, their family members, what they're doing, and I'm looking at them like, wow, like they're just totally accepting you as like their own. So when I go to how many times I get really introduced, and they really enjoy, and they ask me a lot of questions, and they're so motivated, and they say like, wow, it's so lovely to see one of the owners actually come and speak to us and ask us, you truly care that we have a great experience, and if there's any issue, I will quickly go to my team and ask them to fix that. So they give feedback. So we take both positive and negative so that we allow them to say negative things, and so that is fixed while they are there. So when they leave, they're going out with a nice, full belly and satisfied. Their heart is also full, and they're really going out very, very happy and satisfied. Yeah. So.
Now, I could imagine myself sitting on one of the tables and I'm getting to converse with you. Like, I just imagine myself to be over there. Yes, yeah, that's really nice. That's being more personal. When you start a business, you have to give your all. And so here we see Pravina ma'am giving her all to what she is doing for the present as the COO of Paati Veedu. I really love this name. It's very catchy also, Paati Veedu. Yes, dear. Dear ma'am, what's the specialty of Paati Veedu? Now there are different vegetarian dishes.
Okay.
If I could ask you, among all the sweets, what sweet is so special at Paati Veedu?
In fact, when you said sweet, I just realized that I have to make a mention of a shop, Bhakshanam, that's attached to this. So the sweets and savories are also made there, very much at Paati Veedu. So we do serve that along with meals. So mainly, we don't deal with a la carte. We actually serve only meals. So curated meals, specially served, differently served. It's a fine dining restaurant. So it's served on, we have ceramic cutlery, so different types. So we have 7-course meals, we have 9-course meals, and we have, even a 5-course meal. So that's the main, that's the highlight of Paati Veedu. And the sweets, we do have wonderful sweets, badusha, and many people love the halwas, karupati halwa, which is made out of karupati. I developed a range of, it's called Daya Bhakshanam, that is made out of karupati vellam, which is a slow release of sugar, low GI. So it's anyone who's got a sugar, is on a sugar diet, can actually try that out. Yeah. So that is one range that we do. And that's the thing. And then I've designed boxes. So we do gift boxes and all that. So I've designed a lot of gift boxes and everything. So I've really done a few. I've made a few changes and all that. It's been really fulfilling. Few things, and it's really wonderful. Even the meal. There's one special meal that is the recent addition. It's called Mahabhakshana. It was not from the start. And I helped curate that. So I have a special connection to that 9-course meal. It's a tiffin-based. Not all are rice-based. So if you don't want rice-based, you can have the tiffin-based meals.
That's really nice. Excellent, excellent, ma'am. So now my mouth is already watering. Now when I'm going to make it to Chennai, and when I'm going to go to Paati Veedu, enjoy all of the vegetarian dishes that are there. Yes, dear. I'd like to ask you, during the festive time, how is the festive time at Paati Veedu?
Yeah, we're really, really flat out busy. And yes, there are times when we have to just say no to people because, no to our guests because we are quite really filled up.
Yes. May I know which is your favorite festival?
Sorry?
May I know which is your favorite festival?
Oh, I think most of there is one time when we do this sadhya meal, so that is something that, I really enjoy doing. This year, I'm sorry, 2023, we actually did, 2 days of Onam. This thing, so that is wonderful. Then during Independence Day we do the tricolor, So our juices will be tricolor, our dosa will be tricolor, and our the rice will have tricolor. So we try to bring in the tricolor, and it's so exciting to even plan all these things. And guests, of course, notice it, and they are excited too. So yeah, so little things like that.
Yes, connected to the occasion. If you blend the food and the colors as well, it's an add-on to that. Excellent, ma'am. Ma'am, we'll come now to your childhood. What type of a little child were you? The naughty one, the talkative one, or the calm and quiet one?
The absolutely naughty one, filled with energy. Terrible one, actually.
You say terrible one, even I was the same. Got nice beating from my parents and the elders in our family. Is there any incident that you remember, a funny one, it could be, or maybe the one where you felt maybe were extremely happy? Any incident which is fresh in
Oh,
you?
okay. Childhood. Oh, wow. Childhood days, life with cousins was just fantabulous. We used to meet them often, and our family was really a big one. So my mom's side is like nine of them, and dad's side 8 of them, and each of them having like 3 children. So you can imagine the number of cousins we had, and we used to have wonderful weddings. So we would actually stay in some place. So if it's a wedding, we will all stay together in some place. So we really enjoy the times. Naughty, absolutely. And we used to be like totally playing games. We would play cards. That's how we used to interact. And then, of course, lots and lots of food, nuts and sweets and savories and everything. We've thoroughly enjoyed weddings. Weddings are a highlight. And of course, during Christmas, we used to meet up, and we used to have a wonderful time with all uncles, aunts, and cousins. Beautiful time.
Any particular incident you remember, either at school or at home?
Like a good one, bad one.
Anything. It could be anything which is very fresh in your mind. Like, yeah, I need to share this. It's just popping out of my head.
We used to have, lunch together. At school, we all used to sit around and have lunch together. And once lunch is over, we all would go and play games. We used to play games like hide and seek. We used to play games like Coco and, basketball. And, like we've had a wonderful time. Yeah. So I would recall that.
When you say hide and seek, were you lost and they couldn't find you or something like that?
At a specific this thing, oh my god, then it has to be like these dark room were real ferocious games. We used to have the light turned off, and we had to get the person, right, touch someone so that they become out. I mean, that is, we have to recognize who it is in the dark. So we have to touch them or work out whether they have glasses or long hair, short hair, a guy or a girl. We had to really find out who it is. So, like sometimes we used to get so ferocious. We used to even hit one another. Oh my God. I don't even want to go there. Total, terrible ones we were.
Yes.
Mhm.
That's really nice. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah. Like, again, when you explain this now, I could see myself also groping in the dark to identify who is it. That's really nice. When we were kids, we really enjoyed all the unique games. Now it's all mobile games or maybe online games, but earlier we really had a lot of fun with all the traditional games, you could say.
Correct. Like Pallanguli,
Yes,
5 stones,
yes.
and tic-tac-toe. In fact, like Pallanguli was already there in Paati Veedu when I was already there. I introduced tic-tac-toe. And so I really love those
These
games.
5 stones, they have 5 stones and they just throw it and catch like one by one. I
Yes,
don't know what it's
that's
called.
that's the one. Yeah. So they're made out of granite. So I have those 5 stones even now. I have Pallanguli at home, at my place. Recently, there was this lady from my community who had just asked in the group, does someone have Pallanguli? She came by. She wanted to do a shoot. So I said, why don't you have mine? So I gave mine to her, and then she was saying, those 5 stones they used to play. I'm trying to figure out where to get them. I'm trying to see if I can put pebbles together or something. I said, wow, let me check if I've got. And I opened the cupboard and I actually found it. So I had 5 stones and I gave it to her. She was so thrilled. She was a young girl. And so, yeah, they used it for their shoot and then she brought it back. So
That's genius. Thank you so much for sharing all of that, ma'am. Much appreciated. Ma'am, among all the roles that you've played on the professional space, and you are still in that zone, which one was the most challenging one, and where did you face a lot of challenges and you had to give extra effort, time, and energy?
um, I must say, I had to put in a lot of effort into Paati Veedu. At a time when, I mean, during the COVID, how many restaurants were just packing up, winding up, and going away. We were standing there, with no background in the restaurant industry. I went in, but I must thank my God because really I got all full guidance like that. And I started to do one by one whatever I was shown. And amazingly, every area um, was beginning to turn around. And, I mean, the results were shown in the money. So money started to pour in. And that's when all the partners got very interested and they were really happy because all of this was done. But there was a load on my shoulders, which I could recognize because I mean, my husband, as a CEO, he was at the back just observing whatever I was doing, making sure that I was doing the right thing. And it was amazing because he was encouraging me and telling me, like, so many things are happening. And, they were very happy seeing money pour in. So obviously I was doing the right thing. But I had to give a lot of hours I had to give because I had to be totally alert all the time, whether it's rosters or guests coming in, how many guests and how are they, are there any complaints, whatever. So consistently 24/7, I had to be alert, whether I'm working from home or whether I'm there physically, I had to give in a lot. And for the first time, I had to actually, really give my family a little bit of a second priority. So that was, my first role that I had done. Now that our children are grown up. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much for sharing. That's really very nice. Ma'am, you're an author too. Would you like to share your author journey?
So basically, how did I become an author? It was my friends who had done the train the trainer course with me. We were there together for 4 months doing this train the trainer course. And a couple of them were trying to do an author course, and they said, come on, you guys have to join and all that. They really encouraged me to join, and that's how I joined this training. And amazingly, I realized, oh my God, I can actually become an author. Our author mentor was excellent. He really, really encouraged us to do many things. He taught us many different ways how to write, to actually put our lives together, to put our life together, what experience we had, and what is it, the topic. The topic was very important. And I was thinking of different things, but suddenly in a snap, I just got this title, Sleep in 5 Seconds, because I wanted to speak about sleep, because that was one of the things I was really enjoying a lot, deep sleep. Because many people were sharing with me that they were not sleeping well. They had sleep deprivation, sleep issues and everything, which I was not aware, because I thought as soon as I put my head on the pillow, I was sleeping. So I didn't know that people were suffering, I mean, they had sleep issues. So that actually motivated me to actually go on this journey of to write a book on sleep. But what title to give it was a really tough one. So when this came to me just like that, it was very, very helpful. So I shared it with the team, I mean, with all our other students, and they were all very happy. They thought it was, wow, like sleep in 5 seconds. What is this? Like, really? Is it possible even to sleep in 5 seconds? Are you duping us? And things like that. So, yeah, it was really awesome to put things together. So yeah, I put together a lot of poems uh, and my journey of how I had gone through all struggles in my life, and then I put together how how I came out of them. And sleep was one very important um, aspect of my life, which actually took me to because I'm very much interested in success. So whatever we do, we must meet with success. I feel that everyone can actually be successful in their life. So some of the topics, one very, very important thing for me in my life that I would like to convey to others is a purpose-centric life. When we have a purpose-driven life, our life will be so successful. We will have so much to talk about. We would have worked so hard during the day, giving our best. And when we go to sleep, we are so happy that we have given our full, the entire day. And when we wake up, we are all fresh, looking enthusiastically to the next day. So where is the time for worry or stress or depression? There is only excitement, and there is conquering the world, and perseverance. And these are all the uh, aspects of life that I really wanted to follow. Not only follow, get other people to follow, get everyone excited. And that is why I wrote my book. And so some of the topics that I wrote is the purpose of your life, self-awareness and mindfulness that really helped in that, the power of emotions, because emotions are so strong in us. If we have control over our emotions, my goodness, the way we can conquer is amazing. And one topic is love conquers. So love is very, very powerful, and love for others and everything is so powerful. We can conquer so many things. Self-love, self-love is so important. We should not forget in our journey of our life, we should never forget to love ourselves. When we love ourselves, we can be so confident, and we can love others easily. The power of the mind is so powerful. So if we can only renew it and use it wisely, taking away all of the pain and the suffering and all the baggages, loads, if we throw it away, we can have a wonderful journey. So in that area of mind, we get stuck into when we go through a lot of suffering and struggles in our lives, we go through a stage called victimhood. Sometimes we think we are the victim, and we're always sad, we are sorrowful, we are always having self-pity, and like we're living like that. We slow down, and that. But if only we can heal ourselves of all of this, and no longer we can be a victim, but instead we can be the victor rather than a victim. And so that way we can move forward in our lives. How can we do all of that? Is we can gather inspiration from nature, detox our lives, and look at our spiritual being and the wealth of peace. How do we get peace? Oh my God, we have to pursue that through sleep. How important is sleep and everything. And then we can break our old patterns and create new patterns. We have the power in our mind. And then we can, I mean, this is a journey to a very peaceful sleep, because once we have really given our best every single day, if we have given our best, we don't need to worry about the things we haven't done. As long as we have done our best with the job that we have gone to, with our family, with our friends, with ourselves, with our businesses, we don't have any, everything is ticked off. And so we're having a peaceful sleep. And so that really motivated me to write this book. And so, yeah, that is how it is. And really, I sleep in 5 seconds. As soon as I put my head on the pillow, I've given it all, body, mind, soul, spirit, everything, and my emotions all spent, and I'm sleeping like a baby.
That's really nice, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. A lot of takeaways from this sharing, ma'am. A lot of takeaways. If you go deep and check out once again as to what you've shared now, all of us, including me, it's a big takeaway for me, because I a late riser and a night owl, and something keeps going on in the mind. Like, now I want to sleep like a baby, like you. Now, if I would like to buy this book of yours, where do I get it? Online or at bookshops?
Amazon.
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 Would you mind sharing the name of this beautiful book? Like, all of us could lay our hands on it.
Sleep in 5 seconds.
Sleep in 5 seconds. My dear friends, if you're like me, a night owl and getting a late riser, this is for all of us. You know, we have to shift that pattern, focus on our sleep, and
yeah. One very brief hint on this is people look for things like counting backwards and doing all sorts of things. Those are only a short gap thing. And, when we count, we use our mind. And when we use our mind, we are becoming alert and we cannot sleep. It is only going backwards. So that is a very good hint, a quick hint that I would like to give to people who are trying to count backwards or forwards or whatever. So these are all the things, short things which will not last. A deeper thing, de-stressing is a very, very important thing to get good sleep.
Yeah. To get good sleep, you have to de-stress yourself. And that is very nice. I mean, I would really love to have this book in my hand. And I'm sure all of you out there should get this book who are having sleepless nights or maybe busy with some work. You have to prioritize sleep, because once we prioritize sleep in our lives, everything's going to be balanced, everything goes well. And when I get up in the morning, ma'am, seriously, I'm like, a little child, cranky. And I become very active in the afternoon. The whole morning, if somebody wakes me up like, early, I'll be like, why did you wake me up? And I'll have that crying face, the cry face, they say. I have that. Yes. Earlier, I used to get up early, but now as of late, I'm getting up late and I have to work on that.
So if the sleep is actually very restful and good, so what happens is when we wake up, there is freshness, there's energy. So if there is not a good amount of energy, then we can get grumpy. So these are all the indications too. Yeah.
Yeah,
So.
very true, ma'am. I become grumpy for no reason. Everything, even the best of things in front of me, keeps irritating me. I really get that point, Yes. Dear ma'am, how would you want people to remember you? How they should remember Pravina, ma'am?
As someone they can come to at any time for help, because I'm always ready to help, giving them tips on parenting, giving them tips how to be transformed, if they have pain, to help counsel and heal, and also pray for them, pray for their family, because so many people, or there's so much of hatred, jealousy, and things going on. So somewhere where they can come to, where they'll receive love, and someone where they can come to, where there's confidentiality. So these are the things. And of course, talk about their jobs, their children, and everything. I just, any topic, about stress, anything.
Yes, dear ma'am. Yes, dear. Thank you very much, ma'am, for sharing. May we know your favorite movie? Ungaloda favorite movie?
Actually, in Tamil, it is actually Mauna Ragam is one movie I've watched many times.
Mauna Ragam.
Yes, I watched it a few times because I liked the role Karthik had played, and also the all the aspects of that relationship that was just like almost thrown away, but then in the end, it actually worked out. They worked their way out, and so relationships are something that really fascinate me. I mean, I'm a person who has struggled through my relationship and coming out successful. So I really like some movies that are very serious, something around relationships. So that is one of the movies. Mauna Ragam and
Is it
what's
Kamal Hassan who's in that? Mauna
yeah,
Ragam?
Mauna Ragam, not Kamala Hassan,
No,
but
not Kamal Hassan.
Moonram Pirai. Moonram Pirai was
Vampire is
Kamala.
Kamal Hassan.
Yeah, beautiful.
Mauna Ragam is...
Karthik, Mohan, and Revati. So yeah, I'm not a movie buff, but there are few. I would like to watch only quality movies because I don't like to waste time.
Very true.
And so I don't like to see wasteful movies, but I would, if someone's watched it and they say, wow, it's a great movie, and, then it is definitely. So if it's a very serious movie, then they'll want to watch with me and discuss points with me and all that. So I really enjoy that part. Yeah. And English, it's Titanic.
Nice. Yeah, it's my favorite one too. It's a beautiful one. Because there's like just pure love over there. There's nothing like negative. There's something very pure, and you feel there's justice done in the movie to a certain extent. Yes.
Yeah. And also another thing is a different type of a love story. And also, what about the ship? The grandeur of the ship, and then how they want to make it into the news, and they try to really like go faster, and then like see that fine space of pushing it beyond, and then losing everything. Like so many aspects, and for the captain of the ship to remain there, and really, what shall I say, really remain there till the very end. All these things, different aspects are there. Amazing. And the emotions that people go through, and oh my God, it was amazing.
Yes, dear. Beautiful movie.
Yeah.
Yes. And the youngsters who haven't seen this movie, better take some time off after your examinations and watch this movie. It's a good one. Yes, dear ma'am, we've had a wonderful time with you. My dear friends, a beautiful sharing with lots to learn, lots of wisdom being shared today here on the International Fab Talks. Our guest and celebrity, Miss Pravina Sridhar from Chennai. We'll take a short break for 10 minutes and join back. Do be with us. Do be connected with us, right? For now, it's a small short break. Ma'am, we'll be joining back after a short break.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, dear. Thank you, dear friends. Stay safe and stay blessed.